once you have those numbers, the only thing that really matters is how much money you're putting in and how much you're getting back on the front end.
Yeah. I guess what are some of those metrics that you are tracking that, like, because again, we talked earlier about like cost per click or cost per lead or like followers, like what's even important anymore?
I always tell people simplify it. At the end of the day, the only thing that actually matters is your cost per acquisition.
Yeah.
And then you reverse engineer from there. It's like, what's your cost per shown? What's your cost per book appointment? For us, what's your cost per message? What's your cost per lead? Whatever it might be. So, when we bring on clients, because we teach our clients how to run ads, we tell them to start with getting the first number. So like your cost per message, and then your cost per booked appointment, figure out how much it actually takes to get a client. And then from there, it's like, once you have those numbers, the only thing that really matters is how much money you're putting in and how much you're getting back on the front end.
Yeah. I think right now we're running like Facebook ads. The toughest thing for us is like scaling and keeping that same ad profitable.
Yeah.
Like we want to spend more money if the numbers stay the same as they are now, but every time we increase it, the performance always tanks.
Yeah, you probably happens. You probably just need more ads.
More ads?
Yeah, for sure.
Just like the creative specifically, or?
Yeah, for us, what I found is usually, so to give you context, last month we spent, I think it was like 52 grand. And I have a lot of ads going. Before, what I would do is have like 2 or 3 ads going, and then I would just max them out at like $2K a day in ad spend. But what would happen is with that budget, after about 6 weeks, the performance would go down, exactly what you said. So costs kept getting higher, higher and higher, and you have to keep resetting the ads. For me, in like the industry we're in, I found that if I can keep like a winning ad for around like $150 to $200 a day, it'll last 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
And then on top of that, the way I scale is just create new ads. So right now, like if you checked out how many ads I run, I probably have 25 plus easily.
And it's just changing the creative. For the most part.
For the most part, you obviously got to find like your winning interests, and the retargeting aspects of it. But once you spend a decent amount of money on it, you kind of just look at the data and like, all right, this is pretty easy. Let me just put in more creatives from here and test those out.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because like I think the sweet spot for us we found is like $300 a day. And it's like super consistent, profitable, reliable.
Yeah.
Past that, it kind of starts to tank.
Yeah, and I mean, that's also like part of the scaling aspect too. I got a client right now who we have an ads call every Monday. And I swear, this guy is getting unicorn numbers. He spent $4 grand last month on ads and did $62,000 in cash.
What's his offer?
He helps kids. So he's targeting parents for soccer for their kids.
Genius, bro.
Crushes. Absolutely crushes.
62 in cash collected.
Yeah. And he was coming on because I'm like, okay, what's your goal? He's like, I want to get to 100K a month. And I was like, all right, well, in order to scale, you got to spend more money. So the big thing with him is telling him to spend more money.
Yeah.
And he's so used to those unicorn numbers. And every time I'm like, dude, you're going to spend more money. Your profit margin is going to go down, but it's okay because you're spending $4K to make $60,000.
Yeah.
Like if you were to spend $10,000 to make 100, like, would you still be happy? He's like, oh yeah, I guess I would. I'm like, spend some more motherfucking money.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel like another hard thing with scaling is you need to have an efficient sales team that can act on each lead. So like for your clients, what does that look like? Is it just a typical setter closer? And like, if you're spending, I don't know, $5 grand a month, what does like a typical sales team look like for that client?
$5 grand a month typically is, it depends on exactly what you said, like their team. Typically, if they're spending $5K a month, I tell them to just do their own setting and their own sales.
Yeah.
Until they get too busy with it. But typically it's a setter closer model. You drive traffic to the DMs, you qualify them in the DMs. If they're a good fit, you ask them to hop on a sales call, and then, it goes up. You do a sales call. If it's a good fit, you close the deal and you go on from there.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple model, to be honest.
Yeah.
We could go super in the weeds with this, but like, what are your thoughts on like, so you help coaches, right? And like every coaching program or coaching business model has like an offer stock. And so like, do you send traffic to like low ticket funnels, or are you sending them right to like the flagship program?
So I'll tell you what I do in a second, but I think for a lot of people getting started or just first running ads, like for us, we had one offer until we hit our first 100K month.
Yep.
And we did that consistently. And so I have to say that because a lot of people probably watching this are like, oh, well, let me try this. Let me try this. It's like, just do one with one offer and just scale that. And then once you're profitable and you got the understanding, you can try other things. That's my opinion.
What was that offer, like price point?
So we started when I first launched this, I got my beta students in for like 4K, something like that. And, I'll be honest, we're up to 12K now. So we've just kind of been stacking from there. But to answer your question, what we've done now is I've now introduced a low ticket funnel, which that's one of the ads that you sent me the other day.
I think I saw that too.
Yeah. So we're stacking that on top to scale. But we were that one offer And then we had an ascension program in the back end after that for the longest time, just because we're like, let's just make this as good as we possibly can
Yep.
before we try all these other things.